What's up, YouTube? It's your boy, Big Kev, back in the building, ready to talk to you about ways of making money. But today we're going to be talking about cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin, and why you may want to have this in your portfolio. Also, why you might want to be in the digital crypto space right about now while it's happening. This may be a bubble, but it has been a long bubble that's been happening for the last 12 years. This video is going to just be a little discussion about my opinions. I'm not a financial advisor, so anything that I do say, you should go and do your own research before you part with any kind of cash. If you stay to the end of the video, I will have a way for you to get some free currency from a particular website, and this will start you on your journey if you don't have any cryptocurrency at this moment in time. I may also get a kickback if you decide to continue down this line and build into your future, maybe an early retirement, who knows. I was reading an article today and they were talking about how much of a percentage of Bitcoin you would need to be rich going forward into the future when all the Bitcoins were gone. And it got me thinking, are we missing out on a trick here? Does everyone need a piece of the pie or as much of the pie to actually make a little something going forward? Now, with cryptocurrency, you can pick up a lot of companies for pennies. You can pick them up below the penny lines. You can pick up quite a few shares for $5, $10, $20, even $100, depending on how much the share is worth. There are some absolutely crazy shares out there when you look from at the bottom end. And if you look at the very top of the tree, which is Bitcoin at the moment, there's a lot of money in Bitcoin. Bitcoin at this moment in time is at about $54,000. Now, let's look into this article. So the article is on cointelegraph.com. The name of the article is Want to be Rich? Bitcoin's limited supply cap means you only need 0.01 Bitcoin. This article, I was reading for it and it made some sense to me. We can't predict what the actual cost of Bitcoin is going to be in 5 years or 10 years. No one has a magic ball. But at the current rate and the way that they're speaking about it, it is something that they're looking to store value in. So once the actual cost of it has been set, it's not really gonna fluctuate in value unless they continue to trade it. And the way that they're talking about it, it doesn't seem to be something that they're looking to trade. So we're not gonna go too deep into this article, but I'm gonna read out some bits that I found very interesting. While purchasing 1% Bitcoin might only cost $500 today. Currently, Bitcoin's at 54,000, so that'll be $540 today. Current trends in global wealth distribution and the inevitable realization of Bitcoin limited supply could result in 1% Bitcoin being worth $1 million in the future. Now, doing rough maths, you would need 100 million to make a percent be worth 1 million. Now, if it was a million, 10% would be 10,000. If we were to think about how far Bitcoin can actually go, if we look in the real world right now, this is Berkshire Hathaway Incorporated, and this is a Class A share. As you can see, it is 395,577. This is the most expensive share in the world at this moment in time by a long shot. It's not even close. The difference between this and the next best share is ridiculous. Now, Bitcoin is at 54,000 right now, and it has been projected to go to 100,000 and then eventually up to 500,000. At the moment, there's a lot of speculation that it could go up to 1 million. Now, taking this into account, if you had a percent of 1 million, you would have $10,000 worth of Bitcoin for the price of $500 today. Now back to the article. According to Credit Suisse Global Wealth Report 2020, there are 51 million individuals with a net worth surpassing 1 million. The index considers a person's net worth along with their financial and real estate assets while deducting their debts and liabilities. Now this is an interesting line right here. Despite representing just 1% of the global population, excluding children, millionaires own 43% of the world's wealth. So it's up to you and I to find a way to get into this club. So as we go down the article, they break down the variations on how many people have what amount of money. And then they say that Bitcoin is a finite supply. Now, Bitcoin, there are only 21 million Bitcoins out there. Now, you have to factor in that a lot of people bought Bitcoin when it was first coming up and they didn't know how to actually keep it. So you will always hear horror stories of people buying thousands of Bitcoin and throwing the computer away or not being able to access the Bitcoin, and they've lost the chance to be millionaires at this moment in time. In some cases, some might have lost a chance to be billionaires at this moment in time. So there will be some coins that will never be on here, and that could be in the hundreds of thousands. It could be a million. You just don't know, because once you buy a Bitcoin and you put it into your wallet, only you have access to it, and it's up to you to remember what the phrases are. And if you somehow can't keep that Bitcoin safe, or something happens to where you store it, that's it. That Bitcoin is gone. The biggest elephant in the room and the biggest concern for anyone getting involved in cryptocurrency is whether the company will exist tomorrow. Because it's a deregulated platform, anything can happen. There are horror stories out there. There are scams out there. So you always have to do your due diligence and make sure that you research everything. I dabbled in cryptocurrencies a couple years ago, and like a lot of people, markets went down and I had to sit on a lot of coins. Now these coins are starting to retain some of their values and the values that I paid for them. And in some cases, they have exceeded these values. Now, am I going to get rid of those coins? Potentially. But there are some coins that I will be keeping long term, and I will sit on those for the next 5 to 10 years and see where they end up. Cryptocurrencies have this potential to make a lot of people very wealthy, and it reminds me of the .com era where it was almost the Wild West. But this was like the introduction to what could be done on the internet. And being that everything right now, with the lockdown happening, everything has been going to a digital world. And if you don't keep an eye on what is going on in the crypto markets, you will not know what's going on in the digital worlds going forward, because a lot of the technologies that they're talking about in cryptocurrencies and a lot of these platforms, these cryptocurrencies will be used and are being used by a lot of these established companies. So there's companies like Samsung, BMW, NBA, the NFL that are using these cryptocurrencies and these crypto technologies to push a lot of their technology going forward. And they are getting into the game and ahead of the game so that they don't become like a lot of these older companies that died when the internet came. If anyone knows the history of Amazon, it was meant to be a warehouse for books. And if you live in the UK, it's wiped out a lot of the high street because you can just get everything online. So the online has killed the real world in many cases. And right about now, with lockdown, it is shown that, to be honest, you don't need to leave your house to be able to get your groceries at all. So this is the way of the world. This is the future of the world. And it will continue as long as we have what is going on right now. I will leave a link to this article and you can read it in your own time, so you can touch upon everything that this author is talking about. I'll quickly look at an article. I just want to highlight with forethought and foresight, you can be ahead of the game and be ahead of the curve. The youngsters and the next generation have the foresight and they have the understanding of a lot of the technologies. On CNBC.com, this article came out 2 years ago, February the 2nd, 2018, and it's about this 19-year-old millionaire. So this is the paragraph that I really wanted to look at right here. So the teenager has had some luck with cryptocurrency growing up. At the age of 12, Finnan used a $1,000 gift from his grandmother to buy his first Bitcoin, and by 18, he was a millionaire. He currently owns 401 Bitcoins, and at that time of writing this article, it was equal to 3.4 million at a rate of $8,500. Now, as you can see, by today's rate, that 400, if we do the rough maths, today a Bitcoin is worth 54,000. So multiply that by 10, you get 500,000. So 100 would be worth 5 million. So multiply that by 4. So you're looking at a ballpark of 20 million. We have to look at it from this perspective, and the perspective is this. Any money that you can put to the side, and as this guy has shown, as a kid, he put $1,000 on his future. You might not have to put that much on, or you can just put on what you can afford. His $1,000 bet turned him into a millionaire, and that was less than 6 years later. So in 6 years of waiting, he was able to become a millionaire. Now, that return is crazy. This opportunity is open to everyone to stake a chance on the future. If you sit on the outside, you'll miss everything that's going on right now. The site that I want to refer you to is called Coinbase.com, and I will get a kickback if you continue on your cryptocurrency journey. Now, if you scroll down to the middle of the page, you will see that you can earn up to $34 worth of crypto. And these are some of the cryptos that are here. One of them that I want to show you is called Compound, which is this one. Every crypto has a project that it is trying to fulfill. You can earn up to $9 in comp. Now, you're thinking $9 in comp, that's amazing. But if you see how much comp is worth 351 pounds 75p. Now, in US dollars, that's closer to $500. Right now, you are getting 3% of comp for free just by being able to answer a couple questions. So we're about to run into Coinbase to see what you need to do. So once you sign up here, let's go back and sign in. In your case, you will just need to get started. All you need to do is click on get started, put your name in. You'll get an email to verify, and then from there, you'll be able to log in. Once you log in to Coinbase.com, you come to your dashboard. And as you can see, I've got £10.93 worth of crypto. Now, if we click into my portfolio, looking at my portfolio, you can see that I have received some compound, and these were in $3 increments. I received some graft as well. Also received some new cipher the other day as well. As you can see, these are the value amounts, and this will rise and fall in line with the market. So currently I have 3 new cryptocurrencies that I got for free. Now, if you want to get these cryptocurrencies, you go down the page and you go down to earn rewards. I am at $19 to get. Now, as you can see, in some cases, it's going to take a minute. So if you want some numeri, you can earn $1 worth of numeri. I'm pretty sure that this is the $41 cryptocurrency. All you got to do is click into it and watch the presentation. And at the end of the presentation, you will have a question to take the quiz. So it's going to take a minute to go through this stuff right here. So you have these cryptos to go through. Couple more I have done. So these are the ones that you saw in my wallet. And the questions are not hard. All you have to do is watch the videos or watch the presentations and then answer the questions, and you get these crypto coins for free. And there you have it. Your first crypto coins on Big Kev via Coinbase.com, of course. Now, I'm not a financial advisor, And I always say that you should always do your due diligence and do your own research on anything that you look to purchase, especially when it comes to anything that is a financial entity. Any kind of trading, you always make sure that whatever you spend, you can afford to lose, because the markets are very volatile and they can change at the drop of a hat. Now, with the prices that Bitcoin are at right now and what is projected, you may try to get a piece, but make sure it doesn't break you. Also, you might be able to find the next Bitcoin. There's going to be one out there. There's always new coins coming out and new projects that are setting up. So it's in your interest to at least know what are the next new things coming out. That is what I'm going to be talking about the rest of this series. I'm going to be talking about some platforms that you can use and what you can get from these platforms. And also we'll look at some Forex trading as well in the next couple of weeks. My name is Big Kev. Like, comment, and subscribe. Peace.